We need a roll call for advance public notice for today's meeting, including public participation, was posted in compliance with the Michigan Open Meetings Act. In compliance with Act number 228, Public Acts of 2020, effective October 16th, 2020, members attending the meeting remotely must identify their physical location by stating their county, city, township, or village and state from which they are attending the meeting. Can I get a roll call, please?
Clemens,
Present, Flint, Michigan.
Dickerson,
Here, Burden.
Keeler,
Here, Flint, Genesee County, and Michigan.
Krapel,
Genesee County Parks and Recreation Administration Office in Genesee, Michigan.
Neely,
Flint Township, Swartz Creek.
Nolden,
Brian Nolden, Flint, Michigan, Genesee County Administration Building.
Washington. Oh, you're muted.
Lost my agenda.
All right, there I am. I'm in Flint Township.
He's
Right.
sleeping too.
Say what?
I said you're
All set.
sleeping on us.
All set,
Nobody's
Melissa?
sleeping. This is my second meeting already.
All right, good morning. First item on the agenda is Michigan Natural Recreation Trust Fund grant application, public comment. I'm going to open
Mr.
it.
Chairman,
Yes.
I'm here also, Flint Township.
Oh, she
Yeah,
didn't
right.
call you?
Nope.
Okay. Commissioner Wright is in Flint Township.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and open up the public comment section of the Michigan Natural Resource Trust Fund grant for the opportunities being presented at today's meeting. We're taking public comment for a request to apply for 3 grants. And as of 8 o'clock this morning, we've received 0 requests for public comment, either by telephone or email. So seeing as we have no public comment on our request to apply for these 3 grants, I will close the public comment section on that. And I'll open it up for public comment on General Parks Commission business. And we have received 0 requests for public comment at today's meeting. So we have no public comment. We will go to a consent agenda item. Any commissioner wish to pull
Move it.
anything off the consent agenda?
Or
You got that, Melissa?
I have a motion by Nolden and support by Dickerson.
Washington.
Washington to approve the consent agenda items as listed in your packet A through C. Roll call, please.
Keeler,
That's you, Mike.
Oh, yes,
Neely,
I'm sleeping.
Commissioner
Yes.
Neely?
Yes.
Nolden,
Yes.
Clemens,
Yes.
Dickerson,
yes,
Krapel,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Okay.
All voting yes, motion carried. We'll have our director's report.
Morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Morning.
We went from just a couple items that we thought we could get pushed to this meeting to a whole page of stuff. So sorry it accumulated so fast on us. The first item we wanted approval on is our trust fund grants we'd like to apply for, and they're in front of you. Are there any questions on those?
move it.
Support.
Support.
We've had a motion by Dickerson, supported by Keeler, to approve the request to apply for Michigan Natural Resource Trust Fund grants and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Are there questions?
Hey, Barry, is there any reason why this is the first year that we haven't gone after more grants for expanding the trails?
So all the trails that we have planned, we have trust fund grants for.
Okay,
We're waiting to accumulate the last trail that we haven't done is the Atlas to Grand Blanc Trail, and we're waiting to accumulate enough TAP money to complete that. Once we get that completed and we have some available TAP money for additional trails, then we'll ask for another grant.
okay.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Krapel,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Neely,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Clemmons,
Yes.
Nolden,
yes,
Keeler.
yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item, we're requesting your approval to approve out the Dale with Thomas event agreement.
Move it.
Move it. Support.
Support.
I'll give a motion to Commissioner Neely, support to Commissioner Dickerson, if that's all right, Commissioner.
It is.
Yes.
To approve the event agreement with, it's a day out with Thomas. It's looking for the name of the company, Barry, I'm sorry.
it's
But it
Thomas
was a-
Licensing.
Thomas Licensing, and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Clemmons,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Keeler,
Yes,
Kraypel,
Yes.
Neely,
Yes.
Nolden,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Wright.
yes,
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is a request your approval for professional service contracts with Absolutely Baffling Bill. And just some further information on these contracts. We're gonna get all these contracts, hopefully get them approved by you as well as the Board of Commissioners and signed by the chair. And we hold the contracts until we're absolutely sure that we're gonna be open in Crossroads Village and we're gonna need them. And then at that point, we'll send them to the vendor for them to sign. So we're not actually making any financial commitments until we're sure we're gonna open, just upfront tell you that. So requesting your permission.
okay.
Move it.
Move it.
support,
Melissa, did you get that one again?
I have a motion by Keeler and a support by Nolden.
Okay, to approve the professional service contract with Absolutely Baffling Bill for magic shows at the Caldwell Opera House and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Nolden,
yes,
Wright,
yes,
Neely,
Yes.
Washington,
Yes.
Kraypel,
Yes.
Clemmons,
Yes.
Keeler,
Yes,
Dickerson.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is we're requesting your approval for Premier Magic Productions for the Crossroads
So
Village.
moved.
Support.
Got a motion by Commissioner Wright, supported by Commissioner Dickerson to approve the professional service contract with Premier Magic Productions for Halloween entertainment at Crossroads Village and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Questions?
any way we can get in on how they're doing all their magic?
Pay for admission.
Yeah,
Okay, roll call, please.
Neely,
Yes.
Clemmons,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Keeler,
Yes,
Nolden,
yes,
Kraypel.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
next item is a request your approval for professional contract with Carrie and Paul Group.
so moved,
Support.
or,
Got a motion by Commissioner Wright, supported by Commissioner Dickerson to approve the contract with professional service contract with Carrie and Paul Group for ventriloquist shows for the Caldwell Opera House, summer performances, correct, Barry?
Yes, ventriloquist.
And refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Keeler,
yes,
Dickerson,
Yes.
Clemmons,
Yes.
Kraypel,
Yes.
Nolden,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Neely.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
Next item is a request approval for Sheer Magic Productions for summer entertainment.
Got a motion
Move
by,
it.
I had a motion by Commissioner Wright. I believe Commissioner Neely, if no problem, I'll give you the second. for approval of professional service contract with Sheer Magic Production for summer entertainment at Crossroads Village and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Questions? Roll call, please.
Washington,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Clemens,
Yes.
Dickerson,
yes,
Nolden,
yes,
Neely,
yes,
Kraypel,
Yes.
Keeler.
yes,
Okay,
Well, voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is a request to approve for off-Broadway for Christmas entertainment.
move it,
support,
Motion by Commissioner Keeler, supported by Commissioner Dickerson to approve the professional service contract for Off-Broadway for Christmas play performance and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Questions? Roll call, please.
Keeler,
yes,
Clemens,
Yes.
Dickerson,
yes,
Kraypel,
Yes.
Neely,
yes,
Wright,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Nolden.
yes,
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is a request your approval for a professional service contract with RL Howell Construction to remove and replace siding on the Fox House at Crossroads Village.
move it,
Move it.
support,
I have a motion by, I believe, Commissioner Washington, supported by Commissioner Dickerson,
That's correct.
to approve the professional service contract with RL Howell Construction to remove and replace all siding at the Fox House at Crossroads Village and to replace 6 windows. And refer to the Board of Commissioners for their approval process. Questions? Roll call, please.
Kraypel,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Nolden,
yes,
Neely,
yes,
Clemens,
Yes.
Dickerson,
yes,
Keeler.
yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
Next item is requesting your permission to extend the contract with Black Forest Catering for catering at Crossroads Village.
move it,
Yes.
support,
Got a motion by Commissioner Neely, supported by Commissioner Dickerson to approve the contract extension for Black Forest Catering to manage and provide cafeteria catering and concession services for Crossroads Village and refer to the Board of Commissioners for their approval process. Questions?
Yeah, Barry, has there been any other entity that's wanted to take that contract yet?
No, we don't get a lot of interest in that. We're gonna try to do some food truck items this summer. But as general caterer, it's very limited interest.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Dickerson,
yes,
Nolden,
yes,
Neely,
yes,
Clemens,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Keeler,
Yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Kraypel.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is we're requesting your approval to enter in a parks partnership agreement with Master Gardeners, Crossroads
Move it.
Village.
move, support,
I have a motion by Commissioner Neely, supported by Commissioner Nolden, I believe,
yes,
yes.
to approve the partnership agreement with the Master Gardeners. Any questions or comments?
I just-
Go ahead.
I'd just like to say that they do a fantastic job of making Crossroads Village looks awesome out there, and we'd be lost without them. It really would be.
I think you were echoing what I'm going to say. Every year that you go there, the flower beds are just absolutely beautiful, and we thank them for their work to make the parks look better. No other questions? Roll call, please.
Neely,
yes,
Nolden,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Clemens,
Yes.
Dickerson,
yes,
Kraypel,
Yes.
Keeler.
yes,
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is requesting your approval for a parks partnership agreement with Mid-Michigan Railway Historical Society.
move it,
support,
I believe I have a motion by Commissioner Dickerson,
and support by Keeler.
support by Keeler to approve the partnership agreement with the Mid-Michigan Railroad Historical Society. Are there any questions?
I'd like to say they do a great job as well, and they generate a lot of interest in the village with their displays.
The big kid toys out there, it's fun to go see that. I know the grandkids have really enjoyed it over the years, and I hate to admit, but I'm a big kid too, and I enjoy it. So thank them for a fantastic job too. Roll call, please.
Washington,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Nolden,
yes,
Neely,
yes,
Keeler,
yes,
Kraypel,
Yes.
Dickerson,
yes,
Clemens.
yes,
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
Next item, we'd like to ask your permission to apply for a grant for the Cigna Healthier Kids for a Future Food Insecurity Grant.
move it,
Support.
A motion by Commissioner Keeler, supported by Commissioner Washington to approve the request to apply for the grant and refer to the Board of Commissioners for approval process. Questions? Just one, Barry, what parks will these lunches be provided?
Nancy will be searching out, she has particular parks that we have the most traffic in. So I think there'll be the city parks, probably Bluebell, perhaps Davison Roadside Park.
Okay, so this is through Genesee, Keep Genesee County Beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Questions? Roll call, please.
Nolden,
yes,
Clemens,
yes,
Dickerson,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Keeler,
yes,
Wright,
yes,
Neely,
yes,
Kraypel.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is requesting approval to apply for a grant for the Summer Youth Initiative to the Genesee Chamber of Commerce.
Support. Or move it rather.
support,
A motion by Commissioner Washington, supported
your
by
lips aren't moving,
Commissioner Dickerson to approve the request to apply
Keeler?
for a grant and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. I'm sorry, did I get the names wrong?
No, you're good. Keeler is making fun of me, that's all.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't say a word.
Are there any questions on this? Just Barry, with the difficulty in getting help right now, do they anticipate any problems filling those slots?
I haven't heard. I know that we're looking, so we'll find
You
out.
mean for the summer initiative, Joe?
Yes,
That's through us down there, under the education and training. They've already did the interviews for the upcoming session. So as of this point, we don't anticipate a shortfall of young people.
good.
Good program. Any other questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Keeler,
Yes,
Dickerson,
yes,
Nolden,
yes,
Neely,
yes,
Wright,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Clemens,
yes,
Kraypel.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
Next item, we're requesting your approval to apply for a grant for the Loeb Charitable Trust for former activities.
move it,
Support.
I believe I have a motion by Commissioner Dickerson, supported by Commissioner Washington to approve the request to apply for the grant. It's under $10,000, so there's no need to refer it. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Clemens,
yes,
Neely,
yes,
Dickerson,
yes,
Nolden,
yes,
Keeler,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Kraypel,
Yes.
Wright.
yes,
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is we're requesting permission to enter into agreement with the Genesee County Road Commission to do some chip seal work
so moved,
at Walleye Pike.
support,
A motion by Commissioner Rice, supported by Commissioner Dickerson to approve the agreement, the Genesee County Road Commission for chip and seal, and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Questions? Commissioner Dickerson, do we get the friends and family discount?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Keeler,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Clemens,
Yes.
Kraypel,
Yes.
Neely,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Nolden,
yes,
Wright.
yes,
Okay,
Just a little note, Commissioner Dickerson is our representative to the road commission, so I'm hoping to get a little discount there. So thank you, Clace.
You're welcome.
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item is we're requesting your approval to transfer the Genesee County Fair deposit from
So moved.
2020 to 2021.
Support.
A motion by Commissioner Wright, supported by Commissioner Dickerson to approve the transfer to Genesee County Fair Department or fair deposit from last year to the 2021 calendar year. Questions? So clarification, they paid their deposit last year. The health department, I believe, is the one that canceled the fair. So we're just going to transfer the deposit to this year. So they're very thankful for our working with them. We had a meeting with Chris Miller and Gail a couple weeks ago. And
Yes.
very good meeting, and they're very appreciative of what we're doing. So any other questions? Roll call, please.
Kraypel,
Yes.
Clemens,
Yes.
Keeler,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Wright,
yes,
Neely,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Nolden.
yes,
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item on the agenda is requesting approval for a special event permit at First Try Fast Try Triathlon at Linden.
so moved.
Move it. Support.
I got a motion by Commissioner Wright, supported by Commissioner Dickerson to approve the special event permit for First Try Fast Try Triathlon, subject to final site approval by the Parks Director and upon compliance with all other park special event permit requirements. Questions? Roll call, please.
Clemens,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Nolden,
yes,
Keeler,
Yes.
Neely,
yes,
Kraypel.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
Next item is we're requesting permission to establish and fill a position of railroad shop right-of-way supervisor.
Move it.
Or,
Support.
I have a motion by Commissioner Dickerson, I believe supported by Commissioner Keeler,
yes.
to establish and fill the park position of railroad shop and right-of-way supervisor and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Are there any questions? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Neely,
yes,
Wright,
yes,
Washington,
Yes.
Nolden,
yes,
Kraypel,
Yes.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Keeler,
Yes.
Clemens.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you. Now, Barry, we're going to go on to something that we don't normally do. It's 2 pages on our agenda.
Yes, right. Our next item is request a grant easement to request to grant an easement to Consumers Energy, and this would be in the Chevy Commons area. And just a little background that I didn't put in here, but they had a power outage at Hurley Hospital within the last few months, and it's found out they only had one power feed to the hospital. So this is a consumers, they're part of their efforts to bring power from another substation to Hurley, so they have 2 power sources in case of power failure.
Move it.
There's support.
support,
A motion by Commissioner Dickerson, supported by Commissioner Neely to approve to grant 2 easements to Consumers Energy and refer to the Board of Commissioners for the approval process. Questions?
yes, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Has anybody from the Board of Commissioners legal team or the Parks legal team reviewed this easement?
No, it'll be
Well,
reviewed.
if I may, Barry,
Yeah,
this is totally produced by Consumers Power.
yes,
This easement only favors Consumers Power. I agree with the cause to get Hurley a second feed. But if you read the easement in detail, there's everything in it is favorable to consumers, and there's zero in it that protects, in my opinion, the actual owner of the property for future use. So I do believe that the easement should be fully reviewed by legal counsel, at least by the Board of Commissioners legal counsel, before it's approved. Secondly, I would bring up the point that anytime consumers grants an easement to others, they get an annual fee for that easement. And what I mean by that, there's areas where we've crossed consumers' power easements where we have to pay them $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a year in perpetuity to have the right to be on that easement. So I would also consider that they're getting, the county's getting $1 one time for this, when there is the potential to get revenue into the future for an easement that, in my opinion, favors consumers' power greatly.
This will be reviewed by legal when we submit it to the Board of Commissioners. And they were giving us $500 per easement.
It says one on my copy.
Yeah,
Oh, the cover sheet says 500.
Mine says one.
Maybe, Melissa, did we not send the other cover sheet?
Mine said
It is
500.
in their agreement. It is $500
One time.
per easement. Yes.
Okay,
Well, as I say, the consumers, when they grant easements, they have an annual use fee.
right. And these easements are in the right of way too, as well. So they're not across the middle of the park. Just FYI, but we will get these easements reviewed by legal, and we'll, if we need to make any changes, we will. And if you have any
Well,
if you have any changes you recommend, other than, I guess, your annual fee, let us know.
Mr. Chair,
yes.
this
Commissioner
question
Washington.
for Jeff, is this a standard operating procedure, or how difficult of an uphill battle would this be with Consumers Energy to get this?
Well, it's not an uphill battle. It's a matter of anytime you're dealing with consumers' power, it takes time. The fact that they sent you their boilerplate easement documents without any input from us is where they like to start with everything. For you may, Barry, were you around when we renegotiated the easements on Bray Road and Carpenter Road when they wanted to utilize part of the park there?
No,
Well, was anybody on the board at that point in time besides myself? I know Joe was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was too.
I was on that.
Okay, well, that took a few months, if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
And we got some things in there that protected the parks that weren't in the original easement. And it also limited what the consumer's power could do in the future, where this one leaves it wide open. This one says they can come in at any time, 5, 10, 50 years from now and do whatever they want on that easement that's being granted. So what you're granting it for now might not be the purpose they use it for in the future.
Good point.
Yeah, excellent point.
So there's not that it's not a good idea. Don't get me wrong. I think it's an excellent idea to get early a second feed, but there is a way to negotiate with consumers to limit what they can do to the easement to what they say they want to do now. If they want to use it for something additional in the future, they got to come back. That's all. But what they want to use it for is fine. But that's not what the easement says.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
question to Jeff. What I'm interested in is the $500 one time, and you were talking about some other ones, they do it like in perpetuity. It makes sense to have it where they give us $500 a year.
That's all part of the negotiation process, Commissioner.
Okay.
Like I said, they sent us their boilerplate. We should at least say, well, we want to take a look at it and maybe make some recommended changes. whether you get the money or not is not the important one to me. It is to everybody, I'm sure, to get revenue, but the fact that the easement is wide open to be used for anything and transferable, by the way. Consumers can transfer this easement to anybody else they want to transfer it to, according to this document. So typically you don't do that either. Typically you would remove that language if the easement were to ever get transferred in the future to DTE or to a private entity or a semi-private entity, then the Board of Commissioners should have the right to reconsider that.
Okay, I'll send a note back to him to take a look at that.
Hey, Barry, also, there was a mention in there about if there were trees, they could trim the trees or cut the trees. I don't recall any trees other than the ones that I think the, well, whatever governmental organization planted trees to basically suck up the pollution from the ground. I believe those are the only trees that are on Chevy Commons now.
That's
Are those-
correct. That's correct. There's no trees in the route that they're proposing.
Okay, okay.
Commissioner Wright, I can offer the commission an option if they're not comfortable going through with this motion right now, that we could table this motion until our first meeting in March, to give the director some time to investigate more, if that was an option that the commission would want to do.
Well, we're not the owners.
Right.
And that was going to be a question is, I understand we don't have a problem with it as a Parks Commission, but it's really the Board of Commissioners that has the final say in this.
And I would,
And it's really the Board of Commissioners that have the ability to negotiate with this, with consumers if they choose to, not us, in my opinion.
I think you probably should go to Corporation Council and have them review this before we even do anything else with it. So they might. go
They
with-
will. Before it comes to the subcommittee, it'll have to be reviewed by corporate counsel before it goes to Public Works. So, and I'll mention these two to limit the uses and make it non-transferable.
Those
We'll
are the
just
two
put it
biggies
down.
for me, for sure.
Okay.
So tabling is in motion then,
No, actually, I
or is
think,
appropriate?
Well, if corporate counsel will review this before it goes to our parent committee. Commissioner Nolan, did you have input on that?
that's what I was gonna say. It was gonna go to the parent committee first. So once it goes to the parent committee, I think issues can be resolved before it comes out of parent committee. And before it goes to the full board. Would you, because actually the parent committee, the chairperson is on the call right now. So it will go to Commissioner Clemens' parent committee, and I think that we can probably hash out any of those issues in the committee and have Corporation Council look at it before we actually take it to the full board. Just my opinion. I don't know. Maybe.
In the meantime, I'll contact consumers and suggest they revise their language, and maybe we can get the language revised before I even send it over there.
All right.
If that's the feeling that you think that it's going to be required, then I'll tell them that, and then you won't have to worry about it.
If there's probably any revised language, Barry, we probably should hold off on our motion until we get that revised language, so that we're in the loop with that also.
It's up to the
Well, why don't we table it then?
Is it time sensitive?
They were pretty hot on it, yes.
You know, if I may, Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
in looking at the map, if the red lines indicate where they propose, I'm assuming that's the case.
Yes.
Aren't there existing road rights of way there and public easements? I mean, that's what it looks like to me.
That's what I wondered when I looked at it, but I think there's some guy wires that have to go out of the right of way as part of it, I think. Get the turns.
I understand that, but my point being is if those easements have not been abandoned, which is possibility, But if those roadway easements have not been abandoned, those are not just for roads, are for all public utilities. There should be permits or some sort of documents. Well, this is to be built. The bottom line is, unless those roadways, the rights of way have been abandoned.
So
Then-
let me read you a summary that he sent me yesterday. It says, one easement is an anchor, pole, and weight of the wire. Well, wait a minute. One easement is an anchor pole and guy wire easement, meaning that it's a turning point or a stopping point, and we need to have an anchor pole and wires to secure the pole and weight of the wire. The other easement is just a protection easement, meaning there won't be any equipment on this property as it is currently constructed in the utility easement. And that is where the new line will be built as well. We're only asking for the rights to keep the line clear and cut any trees that would be in the easement area.
Right, but then it goes on to say later in other paragraphs that they can come in the future and put anything else they want in there.
Okay, we can get that taken out.
Now, based on that reading, so these are elevated power lines.
46 kVA, yes.
I mean, if the county wanted to, they could say, we don't have a problem, but we want them buried.
No, not there, we don't.
I don't know, I'm just saying they could.
Yeah. Not a Chevy Commons. We don't want to dig anything up over there.
Well, this is more in the residential areas based on that map, but I can understand what you're saying.
Any other questions? Any other actions prior to the vote? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Well,
Dickerson?
what's the vote? Are we tabling or are we just going
Well,
for the?
we have a motion to approve the easement. I don't think I've had one for tabling it yet.
I think we should table it till.
I think it's so unclear. We should table this until you can do some investigation on it.
Commissioner Wright, would I take that as a motion to table this?
Yes,
Now, we have two options. We do have our retreat at the next meeting that we could add that to our agenda if there's no issues, or we can do it in March. Barry, did you have a preference?
Well, the next,
Time-wise?
I'll check with consumers and I'll let you know.
Well, our motion would need to tell, specify a date for bringing it back off the table.
Why don't you bring it up at the next meeting? And if I don't have the information by then, we can table it again.
So Commissioner Wright, with your approval, we will table this until our February 25th, 2021 meeting.
that's fine.
Commissioner
Support.
Dickerson, did you support that?
Yes.
Okay, we have a motion and support to table the easement request from Consumers Energy until the February 25th, 2021 meeting. Discussion, roll call, please.
Dickerson,
Yes.
Keeler,
Yes,
Clemens,
Yes.
Krapel,
Yes.
Wright,
Yes,
Neely,
Yes.
Nolden,
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Okay,
All voting yes, motion carried. Thank you.
The next item was informational, is the Martha Merkley Trust Fund update. And I did want to remind all the commissioners that the next meeting is normally our Parks Retreat. So I plan on getting you all a slideshow booklet so that you can follow. We'll just do a Zoom meeting and you can follow along my slideshow with a booklet at your desk so that you're not trying to read the slide over Zoom. So that's all I have.
Okay. Commissioner Dickerson, do you have anything for us today?
No, just continue to be safe. Wear your mask. You might want to double up on your mask, but be safe.
Thank you. Commissioner Washington,
I'm good.
Commissioner Nolden,
I'm good.
Commissioner Wright,
I'm good too. I just want to
Commissioner
know why
Clemens.
Mr. Washington's lips aren't moving.
we just approved that ventriloquist act, so. Commissioner Clemens, do you have anything this morning?
No report at this time.
Commissioner Neely,
There's a good article that was written by Barry in the View paper about the parks and about the job applications and other things. So that's a nice article from Barry. Thank you.
Commissioner Keeler.
Hey, Barry, have you and the staff talked about possibly, instead of when it came time for getting more grants to extend the trail, to possibly work more on getting the trail around Mott Lake first before we go out any farther?
No, we were primarily working on the Iron Bell Trail. We'd like to get out to the campground. That's our
Okay.
push. Connect the campground with the rest of the park system via the Iron Bell Trail.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Just a housekeeping note, we do have our retreat next meeting, but it is an open meeting to the public, so we still will comply with all the Open Meetings Act for that retreat. And if there's anything that does come up for business, we can accomplish that at that time if necessary. Other than that, I look forward to the retreat. Barry sharing all your exciting information with us. And we have no other business today and there's no objection. We will adjourn.
Okay.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Thank
Be
you.
safe.
Okay, you